How's it going, everyone? It's my early Saturday morning. It's a beautiful day out, but I wanted to talk about a few things, and I want to kind of share some of my excitement for E3 coming up, some of the games that have been revealed lately, Death Stranding, Call of Duty, a few others. But I kind of wanted to talk about E3 a little bit. Excuse me. I am excited for E3 like I am every year. I know a lot of people are not excited for E3 because Sony, decided to opt out from being there, but I still think that it's going to be a great show. I still think that Xbox has something pretty big up their sleeve. They've acquired so many devs, and it should be interesting. Games take a long time to make, so I'm pretty sure we're still not gonna see a lot of stuff with Xbox this gen. It's pretty much done. But next gen, for sure. I think next gen Xbox is gonna come back so strong. Not to say that they didn't do a good job this gen. I think they fucked up, pretty bad in the beginning with all their, they're always being online and the $500 price tag and the Connect and all that crap that nobody cared about. And then Sony had a $400 machine, and it's really common sense at that point. Like, which console do I spend my money on? If you're that person, I personally bought an Xbox first. I was an Xbox guy. Last gen, that was the 360 was primarily my console. I barely touched the PS3, but I go where the games are. I go where the great content is. And I don't give a shit if it's Nintendo, Xbox, or PlayStation. If there's a good game, I want to experience it. There's no point in tying yourself down to one company and we see that a lot on social media, and fanboys defending and fighting about their pieces of plastic. It's like at the end of the day, it's about the games. And Xbox did a lot of stupid things, and I think they also did a lot of amazing things later on. Excuse me. I feel like they've redeemed themselves in many ways. Backwards compatibility is awesome. You're able to play so many old games, and you're able to play some of these games enhanced for the Xbox One X, which is awesome. Going back to a game that's 4K is like playing Red Dead Redemption 1 in 4K. That's fucking awesome, man. And you have to give credit where it's due, and I will continue to support Xbox because I love the brand. I love the company. I've invested a lot of my time with Xbox, dating back to the original, the OG Xbox. Now, with all that being said, I I have loved the PlayStation 4 because of the games, because of the exclusive games that you can't play anywhere else. Like, that is my biggest problem with Xbox. And I know I'm rambling a bit, but I'll get to points. Xbox, when Microsoft it's a computer company, right? And they have Xbox. So I understand that excuse me, that they need to release their games on PC, and they're doing things with Steam and stuff like that, and I get all that. I get all that. Now, would they have done all those things if the Xbox was successful on its own this gen? That's a whole different argument. I don't know. I feel like this the crossplay talk and Xbox kind of trying to release their exclusives on PC. I feel like in a way they had to take a step back, and they knew that, look, we need to do something, because what's working right now is not working out. So I'm not going to fault them for that, but it goes back to Sony. It goes back to why I love the PlayStation 4 this gen. Not just because of, God of War and all these other exclusive games, Horizon Zero Dawn, some of these Uncharted 4, Bloodborne, some of these games you can't play anywhere else. You can't play these games on PC. So that makes your console exclusive, and that gives me a reason to go out and buy your console. And that's very, very important. That's very powerful. Why am I going to buy an Xbox if I have a strong PC? I'm going to buy an Xbox because I love consoles, but somebody out there might not. And that's one more thing that I wanted to talk about is with Sony. They really brought in that heat. I know people have talked about this, over and over again, but I kind of wanted to talk about it from my perspective, because I was an Xbox guy. That was kind of my primary console, and this gen has been all about PlayStation, because PlayStation brought the heat. PlayStation brought some amazing games that I absolutely loved. And I'm so glad that I did, because I would have missed out on a lot of games. So E3, I really hope Microsoft does something really, really awesome. They usually have a pretty good show. They show a lot of third-party games. Their event is usually always awesome. Whether they have, a lot of exclusives or not, they're showing off. They usually show off a lot of games. I think Gears of War 5 is going to be really good. I'm waiting for the next Gears of War. Kind of fell off. Like, I feel like the story at least kind of fell off. The multiplayer is fun. The multiplayer is awesome. But yeah, in terms of campaign story, I really like Marcus Phoenix, and I kind of wish they just kept him. I don't like playing as the son. I don't like all these other new characters. I like the original cast. That was awesome. So Death Stranding was revealed a few days ago, and I talked about how hyped I am for that game. By the way, if you're not following me on Twitter, please go. It's at muradmgaming.com. Death Stranding. I've I've talked a lot about this game. I'm super excited for this game. I just pre-ordered the collector's edition for this game because of that baby, and sounds absolutely crazy. But I just love this. I love the sci-fi aspect of this game so much. I'm a big sci-fi geek, and in the collector's edition, you get this baby in a pod, and that's just fucking. That's awesome. I've never seen that before. They're going all out. They're going wild with it, and I love that. I'm gonna put that in my room with all my other nerdy shit. Death Stranding coming out this year is a big. That's huge because I think a lot of us thought it was gonna come out next year, but I know a lot of people are really excited for that game. You know, we still kind of need to see more gameplay. I'd love to see more gameplay and understand exactly what's going to go on and how you're going to really play the game. But in terms of everything else, I'm really sold. It looks like it's going to have a crazy story. There's going to be a lot of characters. The graphics are insane. You know, they're using the Decima engine that we saw in Horizon Zero Dawn, and Horizon Zero Dawn is one of the best looking games to date. Horizon Zero Dawn is completely amazing. So, yeah, a lot of exciting things. I talked about the Call of Duty trailer that dropped a few days ago, and I talked about, from someone who is tired of Call of Duty and wants something, completely new. I have to say, that I am impressed from what I saw. I did speak about how I would have loved to see a new storyline, like keep it modern, because I expressed how much I love a modern shooter. Not World War II, not futuristic, just keep it modern. The tech, the gadgets we have in today's military is great stuff, and it relates to me, and it relates to a lot of other people. But I wish they kept, or I wish they changed the story. I wish it wasn't like, I wish we weren't going back to Modern Warfare, but it also seems like this is a completely fresh take on, the first Modern Warfare. And that's exciting, because the first one was awesome. But I want to talk about that engine that I feel like nobody's talking about. Nobody's talking about this engine, this new engine in Call of Duty. And if you watch the trailer, it in the beginning it says in-game engine, and that's, man, that engine is pretty impressive. They showed gameplay, and it looked, like I said in my on Twitter, it looked really next gen. Like, it had a next gen feel. So yeah, that's got me excited. I talked about how exciting, you know, games just keep looking better and better, and that's very exciting. I'm so excited for next gen. I know some people are like, I want to still play my PS4. I want to still play my Xbox One, but you gotta understand, the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 base consoles, when they first came out, they were underpowered, and that's why many of us bought the X or the Pro. So, fast forward today, we're already at a point where these next gen consoles need to come out because the power is there. And after hearing what the PS5 has, inside the box, that's super impressive. I think the leap, performance and graphic wise, from the PS4 to the PS5 is going to be a bigger leap than from the PS3 to the PS4, or the Xbox to the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One. I think the leap from this gen to next gen is going to be greater. I think the performance is going to be awesome. The load times, we've already seen load times decreasing, by a huge margin. A lot of exciting things. Let's go back to E3. I'm super excited for E3, like I am every year. I just think it's such a fun time. Whether you don't want to be there as a company or not because it doesn't make sense business wise, or you feel like you could do it through social media or your own event. That doesn't to me, that's not enough, because E3 is a time where there's so many gamers that are excited for this time. There's so many companies, there's so many people that are just so excited for this time of the year. It's summer, a lot of people call it Christmas for gamers, and this is just an exciting time to showcase your shit. There's a lot of cheesy and corny things that happen on E3. And I think we're all aware of that. But it's, at the end of the day, I would rather have an E3 than no E3. I would rather sit on my couch after work and watch, what's to come in the industry. And I think that's just part of, someone who's passionate about video games, someone who loves this stuff. And I'm not alone. But, yeah. E3 this year is going to be very interesting because I feel like Xbox has a lot to kind of prove at this point. Like, to me, I don't see a point buying the next Xbox. Excuse me, especially because I bought the Xbox One X. Like, I want to right now. I want to see the games. Are you gonna come out with some badass games? And then maybe I'll buy the next gen. But I feel like the Xbox One X is already a powerful console that I don't need to rush out and get the new Xbox, especially if that's coming out within a few years. The PS5, on the other hand, PlayStation did an amazing job this gen, and I'm ready. I'm ready to buy the next PlayStation console. I'm all aboard the PlayStation brand, because of what they did for me this gen, because of some of these games that just wowed me and made me a big fan of the console when I wasn't really a big fan. Like, last gen, my favorite game from the PS3 was The Last of Us, which is arguably one of my favorite games ever made. And we're gonna get The Last of Us 2, eventually, whether that's gonna be on the PS4 or PS5. I think it's gonna be a PS4 title. I think they're gonna end it with a bang, and that's exciting. That's exciting. What's crazy about PlayStation is the fact that this gen we all know it's gonna end soon. We all know next gen is coming. And the fact that we still have Death Stranding, we still have The Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima, we still have these big AAA bangers that are coming out. That's awesome. That's awesome. So, of course, I'm excited for the PS5. Of course, I'm excited for next gen. Of course, I'm excited for a God of War 2 or a Horizon Zero Dawn 2. So, yeah. Just kind of wanted to ramble and talk about, what's to come, and Nintendo doing their own thing on the side like usual. I love Nintendo. I'm very happy with the Switch. I don't play it as much as I'd like to, but I do enjoy the Switch a lot. I'd love to see, a new Zelda game. I'd love to see, I'd love to see some GameCube stuff come to the Switch, or just have that digital library from their previous consoles. That would be really cool, because Nintendo just has an insane library of their exclusive games, and I'd love to see like Zelda, Wind Waker on the Switch. That I downloaded digitally off of, the digital store. That's something that, I'd like to see more of with the Switch. But, yeah, I am very optimistic for for the future of the gaming industry. I'm a little weird about, the streaming stuff that they're going towards. We're probably gonna be all streaming one day, and I can see that happening. It feels like the signs are there. Do I want to go there? Not really. I love physical editions, all my games back here, and then I got more games, and then I got the digital shit because things are always on sale. I like to collect things. I still like the disc. I don't mind digital, but streaming, stuff like this takes time to soak in to everyone, to the consumer. And, everyone may be against it now, but in a few years, people will be on board. And that's just how it is. Nobody likes anything new at first. Look at what Xbox did in the beginning of the generation. They said they said you're always going to be online. And people went crazy, right? Now, a lot of the games you play, you have to be online. Whether you bought the physical edition and you have to download a patch, or some of these games you have to be online. Destiny 2, you have to be online. So, So it's funny because a lot of people cried about that in the beginning, and then games have slowly become, okay, you have to be online only, and nobody's complaining anymore. Why? Because people are getting used to it. People are understanding that that this industry is constantly evolving and changing, and that is the nature of this beast. But yeah, just really excited. Um, I am gonna watch E3. I'm gonna watch it with, you know, I'm super excited for E3, like I am every year, because Sony being there or not doesn't change shit. I love E3, and I love just seeing everybody there and all the fans and everybody. Yeah, it's such an awesome time. But yeah, just wanted to talk a little bit about games. I think I talk more about my excitement for E3, and I really don't know what's. I haven't kept up with really what's gonna be showing much from Xbox's side besides Gears of War 5. So I'm going in pretty blind, and I hope I walk away excited. I hope Sony releases some stuff, now and even during E3 on their own. That would be some great competition, that would get people talking, right? Like, but yeah, quick video thoughts, rambled a bit, but I'm excited. It's a great time to be a gamer. Take it easy.